In this video, we are going to do step 1 of our paper cutting project, and that is making painted paper. Look at the beautiful range of colors I got using only red, yellow, and blue plus white. I painted 2 different kinds of paper. This is student grade drawing paper, which is 80-pound drawing paper, and this here is our Beecher. It's a newspaper that's printed on white paper, and it works very well for this project. Here are a couple pictures of Henri Matisse's paper cutouts from our assignment, you might recall. These are free-form shapes that he cuts directly on paper without templates, but we're going to try using a few templates. We're making painted paper today, first of all, because it's really fun. It's fun to paint, and it's fun to paint a full piece of paper or a half piece of paper with colors we're mixing right before our eyes. Secondly, we're using this paper to make paper cutouts following in the footsteps of Mr. Matisse, the great French painter, who also is known for his paper cutouts. I'm going to step you through the process of mixing paint using my sauce cups and using all the materials I set out for a single day. This allowed me to make about 20 pieces of paper in a full range of colors. Here's my setup for my painted paper. I'm using Crayola washable tempera. I'm putting it in these sauce cups that I always save from when I go to the Mexican restaurant locally. I wash them out after I'm done using them. I started with the dark color, red, and then I slowly added yellow and white to my sauce cup as I used the red. And you can see that you don't need a lot of color, red, to make some peach color and some pink color. You want to have a little bit of dark color to make the lighter colors. So the tempera paint cleans up really well. I just went and rinsed my cups out before the paint dried too much. And here I have the cup that still has the remainders of red paint in there. And I'm going to go ahead and add some yellow to it, and you'll see that just a little bit of red makes a really bright orange. Here is that really pretty orange, and it's neat that some of the paint hasn't quite blended up fully. I like to be able to see the brush strokes right on the paint itself. Now, in the past, the students at our school have made Picasso-like painted paper where we did patterns on the paint, on the paper at this point. I'm not going to do that today. I might set that up another day and make that kind of paper, but today I'm getting this all ready to do some Matisse paper cutouts. We've read the book When Picasso Met Matisse, and I want to go ahead and do some paper cutouts with kids. And having some painted paper on hand, painting the paper, first of all, is a really fun thing to do. And second of all, then when we start cutting it up, we have a lot of paper to work with. So here are my papers so far. I've got a nice array of dark blue to light green to yellow there. And over here, I have a nice array of red to orange to pink and flesh colored. So let's see, what colors am I missing? I don't have any purple, which is red and blue mixed together. And I also don't have a very good dark green. So I'm going to start with trying to make a dark green. I've put blue and yellow in my cup, and I'll see how green it becomes. Fun to experiment mixing colors. This is the science of color. And once you start mixing, you'll see that the color changes with every little bit of new color you add. I made a pretty nice green. I started with dark blue and added yellow, of almost equal amounts, but generally speaking, you're going to need more yellow than blue to make the green. Painted paper will probably take about an hour to 2 to dry, depending on how much paint you put on the paper. Do not paint with too much water with this kind of tempera because it does get kind of thin. That green didn't cover as much as I would like to. You can see some of the papers start to curl, and if that's a problem, once they're all dry, just put them in a big pile and set a couple books on them and let them sit overnight, and they'll be beautifully flat. I am now done with my making painted paper activity. The double sheets there are all of my local newspaper called the Beecher, and I think this is probably equal to about copy paper, what would go through your printer machine. This is art student paper. It's a little bit heavier, but not much, and it's what's called 80-pound drawing paper. Both of these are really thin papers, and they are great for the kind of activity we're going to do with it, which is we're going to be making cutouts that look like, that are derived from Matisse's idea of the paper cutouts. So I have a really nice array of colors. From here I've got blues and purples, reds, oranges, and yellows, and greens. And if you're going to go out and buy some paint, this is the Crayola Tempera, and only get the primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue, and then some white. That's all you need. That's all I use to make these beautiful colors. You do not need black. I usually don't let the kids use black. It's a lot harder to clean up. The water gets dirty quickly. I also use my sauce cups there that I've washed out. I've got a few lids here. There's my glue from yesterday and some old towels I have handy. This is my water for rinsing my brushes, but you can see I didn't do that very much. I just washed up everything. So this is what I was able to get done on my first day of painting. I worked as my own studio assistant. If you remember in our Matisse videos, he had assistants painting his papers for him. And I was able to get a lot of paper done in about an hour. I think I have about 30 sheets, 20 half sheets, and another 10 there. As an alternative to making painted paper, you can also use construction paper. This is a nice array of construction paper that can be cut apart just as easily as painted paper. But you can see the color is a little bit different, and we'll miss that great fun that we had making our own colors. In the next step of our project number 2, which is paper cutouts, we are going to start cutting paper. And what Henri Matisse did was actually just cut paper directly without any template. We're going to try that, but we're also going to look for templates. And looking for templates can be as easy as looking for the kinds of things that are on my desk, such as the toilet paper tubes, the sauce cups. But we can also make templates from our cardboard. This bug was made from cutting up a toilet paper tube. Or we can make more complicated templates, like this horse template, which was started by making a tracing from a book, and then cutting the pieces apart, and then reassembling them into a running horse figure. I look forward to seeing you at our next step when we start cutting the paper.